Hello, welcome to Global Heart Healing Podcast, and welcome to this moment in time where we get to share with the wonderful Elif Hurdogan. She's just a dear friend, and practically she is my spiritual daughter, maybe. But I'm very eager for you to get to meet her and to hear much more of her story. And just for the moment, I just want to say again, we're so happy that you're here, and welcome to this safe space where you can hear about people's healing journeys in just normal conversation so that they become easier for us to have as parts of normal conversation. Let's make this the norm. So, welcome, Elif. I'm so happy to have you here. Mwah.
Thank you, Joy. I'm so honored to be here. And it's just really beautiful to share the space with you. Yeah, sending so much love to everybody who are listening to us right now.
Absolutely. Thank you. So, Elif, can you just take us on a little bit of a background of you and just a little tiny bit of what you do now, and then we'll get into your healing journey in a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. Right now, one thing I'm doing is actually I am totally in the tech support of global heart healing. That's one thing I'm doing, just bringing a lot of creativity and the design part and the website, everything you see, just co-creating with joy. And I'm very honored to contributing to this beautiful cause. Apart from that, I have an Instagram project right now. It is called Spirit of the Rainbow. And Spirit of the Rainbow is all about rainbow inspired spiritual art that comes with my downloaded poems that are basically healing. I feel it is a healing art and it feels like my call. And rainbow has a special place in my heart. So I'm also on the side, I'm also creating my chakra healing journeys with dance, music, art to empower creative people on their path to find their true purpose. So this is all like in a nutshell about me.
Aw. And there's so much to the who of who Elif is. But and also, would you just give us a little background of where you're originally from, and just so
Oh,
that people
yes.
can get to know a little bit about you and your life?
Sure, sure. I'm from Turkey. I was born in the north of Turkey. When I was in university, I got into a call of just traveling around the world and being at service and started to travel around Europe and did some work with nonprofits, did some social work in different causes, contributing to different topics like environment topics, human rights, gender equality. I did a lot of international projects and project management. And then at one point, um, I think it was around COVID time, I just met with my dear partner, Phil. Maybe you will also meet with him. I don't know. And then we decided to move to Spain. Since a year and a half, I'm in Malaga, Spain, in the South Spain, and navigating life through here, from here.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it's so fun for people to get to know where people are from. By the way, I in New Mexico in the United States, for those of you who don't know that yet. That's the land of enchantment in the southwestern part of the United States, and it really is very energetic place. And most of what you will hear and see from people is you're going to learn a little bit more about the energetic part of our world because there's such an answer, and our hearts are just energetically intuitive and brilliant leaders. So we always all need to turn into our hearts. So that's how Global Heart Healing, part of the way that it got the name. And we've been doing that now for about 4 years. And before that, I've been doing this work for about 8 years, but I have been muscle testing for 28 years. And all of that is kind of related to all of the work that you'll be hearing about as we proceed. And we're just so excited to welcome you into this podcast with us. And as Elif said, she works with me almost daily. We get a lot of beautiful things that we want to put into your lives to be of service, to be available to you, to help you in your healing journey, and to empower you to help yourself to heal. So that's really kind of we'll talk a little more about the actual mission, but that kind of gives you an idea. And so from that, I think if it feels good, now is the perfect time for you to tell us a little bit about your healing journey and what first led you on the path that you're currently on.
Wow. Yeah, the healing journey actually started around COVID time. So when COVID hit, I was totally into invest in myself and do a lot of personal development and healing. And that kind of brought me to a beautiful community that I met with you, Joy. And when we met, I was really in the beginning of my healing journey, and it is a never ending journey. But um, that was the thing that really called me to find a place that I felt like home. And when I found the community, then it really felt like home. For me, my healing journey really began with like, oh, I would love to have a community. That was really a craving in me, like a yearning in me, because I felt I was very alone in everything. I didn't know there was other people actually interested in such work. And that was a starting point. And when I found the community, a lot of other things started as well. It was a seeking for my soul family. After I lost both of my parents, it felt like I was in this journey of traveling around and postponing the grief, I would say. And when I found that community and felt that feeling of being at home, being in my heart, really being centered in myself, then I started to feel all of my grief, all of my pain, and what it was, what I was holding back. It started to come and started to express it with my art, with my healing, all of the tools that I use. So yeah, it is kind of like that.
Ah, that's beautiful. And I think that for many people, the time of the lockdowns actually gave people, well, some concerns and that made them turn within, but it also gave them the time. And it was just really quite a foundational space for people. And I will have to say that mine took on an even deeper moment when all of that happened. So I came to mine in 2017 to this work in 2017 to actually to helping people with holistic health and nutrition and helping people to heal their bodies and not have to go to pharmacists and doctors all the time. That started in 2002. Wow, that's a long time back. We're not going that far back. It's not about me. What I'm trying to say here is that really this is just this space, this community, and that's what I think all of us need is this safe space where we can come together and be in healing sessions or healing work or healing group sessions. Um, and we can also just be in community. We can just be in communication. We can just be together, let our hearts breathe, and have support and have that compassion and have a place where we know we can share and be safe.
Absolutely, absolutely. When it comes to the part of community, that is the place you can connect and also integrate. Because then, when you are in a giving and receiving environment, then you are exchanging your energy with the people you are spending time. Then you are going through the integration. Everything from here comes to here. And I think really being in the heart is really opening that space also for us to be connected with our essence.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those of you who have been to Global Heart Healing, you might have seen me in those sessions. And for those of you who've been to the Master Heart sessions, those are led by Elif and occasionally also her partner Phil. So, do you want to talk a little bit about that and just tell people a little bit about that? That'd be great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Master Hearts are fantastic. I love Master Hearts. So actually, that was in a funny way when we started, when we met also with you, Joy. We were doing those elevation sessions, we call them on that time. And we were just coming together in a beautiful, safe space, sharing our challenges and giving each other peer advice, kind of coaching each other actually, and listening to each other's challenges, problems, and with the generosity of our hearts, just suggesting what we would do, like what we can bring to the table for them, really being there for them, thinking together with them, and feeling their heart. So it is a space that we really create heart to heart connection, that we can share and we can care. That's it. That's it, I think. Master Hearts.
Absolutely. And I just want to say once again how grateful I am that you've now brought that into the global heart healing space. Um, we have worked together in other areas before, and now this for this to all be integrated in here is just it's to me it's such a beautiful gift and such a beautiful fit, and I'm grateful that you bring and just so elegantly host or co-host. You're just so nurturing and present and conscious and loving. And I'm grateful. I am
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot.
grateful. Okay. So what are some maybe key practices or rituals that you use in your healing work?
Mm-hmm. Well, I am a meditator. Every day I meditate, I do yoga, and I love to dance. I have my own chakra flow. I am dancing with the chakra aligned music that I made kind of flow with my own music. And dancing with it, it really helps me to connect with my body, because sometimes, even I meditate, I am so much in my mind, because I'm a person that can get easily, just slip easily into anxiety, because I'm just thinking about the future and all of that. I think a lot of creative people also have that. And I feel also creative people are healers through their expression. So, because of that, we are sometimes a lot in the mind. So, for me, that chakra flow, that is a dance, that's a movement therapy. I close my eyes, open my music, and put sometimes my earbuds and just dance with it, flow with it. And at the end of the session, I feel such an alignment. It feels so good to do it and flow with it. And it's so creative. And I don't have to bring my mind to stillness, and I don't have to control anything. I just let go and listen to my body's wisdom. That feels so beautiful. And that is something I love to do. And I have so many other healing modalities. I think I am a really like a student of it, really a nerd of healing, I would say. So I am following so many things, but these are the things that like in my daily life I do all the time.
I love that, and I agree. And once you find that path, you can just find so many things, and you'll find the ones that are the fit for you. But I loved what you said about listening to your body's wisdom. So I'm one who feels energy moving deeply all through my body, and I think that more as more we listen, the more aware we become that that is true. And the body is here to help us. The heart is here to help us. Like it's here to guide us. It's that may not feel true to you at the moment that you're hearing it, but just trust us. If you the more you get into these practices, the more you will know that the answers are within you. And your body is here to
Absolutely.
help you do that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So true. And I want to add one thing to this because I feel healing is our default state. So what is stopping our healing is all of this mind is taking us somewhere, and like we are getting distracted or we are getting lost in the stories of daily life. And it can be very distractive because when we are in the stories and we are in the emotions, then emotions are like an ocean. And we get lost in it. But actually, our default state is our healing state. And to tap into that, we can tap into our creativity. As a creative person, I feel very aligned with that. And I feel a lot of creative people will feel resonating with this. When you start to create, and it doesn't have to be artistic. For some people, creation is really just having a conversation or cooking or I don't know, fixing something in the house or cleaning even. So it can be something really simple, whatever makes you put in the flow state. That is your healing. And you don't have to do it for anybody or to perform or feel anxious about it, just to be in that and to experience that. Put yourself in that flow that helps with that healing state coming back and taking over. We go from the beta state of the mind to the alpha state, that our consciousness is really much more in harmony with the energy around us.
Beautifully, beautifully said. And I so agree. And I would say not only is healing our default state, I think people need to realize healing is our birthright. And
Yes.
what happens is we get further as we grow up, we get further away from that. When we're children, we don't self-soothe as easily when we're babies. But after that, we get into the play mode and we appreciate the trees and the grass and the flowers and the butterflies. And we have so much gratitude. And by the way, gratitude is the fastest way to shift if you're in the middle of an imbalance or kind of an anxiety state. Just start finding some gratitude. So I just I think right now is the perfect time to share our global heart healing mission, which is to unlock heart consciousness and spread a contagion of healing love and light all around the world.
All around the world.
Yes. So you see just how perfectly this fits for both of us and fits for all of us in global heart healing. And
Yes.
just to make it safe, just to make it available, just to let you know. And there is no hurry. Healing needs to come in your own time, your own space, in your own way. Um, the only urgency would be how soon you feel like you need it. It's always up to you. And just be gentle with yourself, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In the beginning of my healing journey, I felt very much in the, as I told you, I'm like a lot in my mind sometimes. And now it is way more, in Spanish, we say tranquila. So it is way more calmer. But in the beginning, I had so much energy that was like very masculine energy. And I felt like a little bit disconnected from my feminine energy. And that was actually the thing for me, kind of like, okay, what is healing? And how can I balance my feminine and masculine? Then that was how I actually started to do chakra healing work and also get into the flow and started to learn about all of this and my journey, how it has started. And I feel like that is so important to have the balance between the masculine and the feminine energies. As if we are too much in the masculine, we are just doing, and this is how we are coded. Like our social code is literally just go to school and graduate and get a job, and it is so masculine, do. But we forget to be, if we can be and just tap into that feminine energy, we are kind of made a little bit forget about it. It is kind of take the backspace, or it is kind of even pointed out, to be very feminine is not a good thing. It's sometimes hard to connect with that feminine energy. So, but when we can balance it and when we can see it, that is so nurturing. That is like really taking us to the space of being, and being also ready for our healing. This very beautiful, loving, nurturing space.
Absolutely. That was so beautiful. In fact, as you were saying all of that, I was like, she's literally answering this whole question of her own personal healing philosophy and her emotional understanding of healing. And the question was really regarding what does heart healing mean to you? And you just literally answered that directly. So then
Wow.
let me ask you a new question. So can you share with us a transformative healing experience that deeply moved you, either as a healer or as a participant?
Oh, wow. Actually, that was the first time I did my chakra flow movement therapy course. Like I started to do it, I think, a few years ago, like 3 years ago. Yeah. And we were going through this journey of every week we are tapping into a chakra deeply. And I had some participants, just a really small, intimate group, and I loved it. So there was this beautiful woman there. And as we were going through the journey, every week she was opening up to something else. And on the heart chakra, so because we are starting from the base chakra, right? So base chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart. So she was opening and opening. On the heart chakra, she has such an opening. Oof, I'm getting goosebumps even feeling that day and the energy of that day. She had such an opening. She felt her heart was right awake, open, because there was a lot of forgiveness work that we did, and opening the heart, being in the unconditional love, in the heart chakra. Heart is just so special, right? And um, after that heart chakra session, because we were also doing some sharings and reflection after a few days of the each chakra's dancing part. So she said, you know, just after that day, I was expecting a package to come. The postman who came, like they kind of felt really connected, and they decided to date. And I was like, oh my God, your heart chakra really opened.
Absolutely.
But the fun part is I saw like she was thriving so much after this journey. And after a year, she texted me and she's like, hey, I would love to invite you to my wedding. Do you remember what happened in the day? I was like, oh my God. So, wow, I was so astonished by like how magical this can go, and you don't even know what impact you're creating. In my Instagram with Spirit of the Rainbow, also I'm receiving so many messages, and people are just writing me how healing it feels. I don't even know. And it's not about me. I understand that this is about the journey, that the holding space, being at service. And when you do that, it just magic happens, and you can see miracles every day.
Every
Those are
day.
miracles every day. Yes, that's for
It,
me
it's
something I
it's
never
true.
forget.
And it's so fun because you literally start. Especially as you start working in this space and you start working with more people and then you have a community, you literally just are living in miracles every day. It's just the most amazing gift. It's a gift.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
it's such a space that makes you grateful all the time, which is also a really great vibration because it moves you from the lower vibrations to the higher vibrations. And that was beautiful, beautiful. Also reminded me a little bit about when we were first working together, and we were in a different space, but I was working with you and I was working with Phil, and you guys were working together, but you were just doing the co-alignment sessions. You were in one country, he was in another, and I watched all of that blossom into this beautiful healed space that worked for both of you to come together. It was just still,
That is
I have
magic.
so many stories like that. We all do. It's so, yeah, it's so amazing. Thank you so much. So, um, the one of the things I would ask you is if you were going to define for you, what does global heart healing mean to you?
Mhm. Global heart healing for me is the place of community, heart, and connection that everybody is really releasing whatever is not them and staying in that essence, in that core that is heart and love. It is just beauty.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And there's so many different avenues. We have lots of healers, we have lots of collaborators, we have lots of ways, we
Yes.
have lots of members, and we have lots of different stories for you to hear. So that's why we have a podcast so that we can share them and you can join us. We invite you to join Global Heart Healing for certain. So you've talked a little bit about the community. Let me ask you how maybe you integrate different cultural or spiritual traditions in your healing work. I know you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And since it's global, this can really give people an idea that, there's so many different ways to heal.
Oh,
So
yes.
please go.
To me, there are like a lot of, because as I told you, I'm a nerd of healing and I am really, when I am getting curious, I just jump into the thing and go for it and learn. And what I am loving is to see how a lot of different modalities are actually coming and connecting at one point. That is the source. And that is so precious. I study Ayurveda, for example. I am studying astrology and I am studying sacred geometry. I am studying gene keys or human design or like a lot of different things or manifestation. So, gratitude, all of that. Like, I see it is fascinating for me to see that in different cultures, in different modalities. Right now, I am not calling something specific. If I'm skipping, you can also remind me. But like how everything comes together and how you see, like, we are knowing ourselves. Know thyself is the first rule. So knowing ourselves from these different perspectives, but they're actually, even they look like different, they're actually the same thing, same energy source, interpreted in a different language, in a different perspective. It is like really rainbow. That's why I love the rainbow energy, because it's like there are so many different colors and beauty in all of them. So everything comes back to the source and everything connects beautifully. For me, it is so playful. As creator energy, so playful. I love playfulness. And it is also very beautiful, so poetic, like art and science and mysticism and spirituality, all of it, everything that exists is just really one thing. That's just different phases and different aspects of the same thing. And we are different aspects of each other. So if you are watching this right now, probably there is something that you are seeing, an aspect of you that you are seeing in this podcast through us. And for us, the same. So it is so magical. I feel it is just so magical. I love to experience my life. I love it. I'm just so grateful for it.
Uh, yeah, that's so beautiful. And I do imagine that there's different people feeling different things that speak to their heart because that's the vibration. That's the frequency. That's and when it feels like home, that's where your soul is resonating. So we hope you're feeling some home and some light. And so in that, advice would you give someone who feels disconnected from their heart or from love in their life?
Mhm. That's a good question. For me, I feel all my healing journey really started with emotional connection and seeing my emotions. So, what I would do is very simple. I would feel the emotion, energy in motion, we always say, also in global heart healing. So feel the emotion. Where is it in my body? Feel that and hold space for that. Instead of trying to push it away, suppressing, just be there with your emotion, because in the emotional scale, we have like so many different emotions, again, like rainbow. But if we just say, okay, half of the emotions that are positive emotions I take, and the half of them that are negative emotions, I just don't want them. I don't want to see them. Instead of doing that, we just say, okay, I'm welcoming everything and feel it in the body. And as you feel it, hold space for it, it naturally moves through you. And those emotions really help you to see yourself and know yourself in a new perspective. Get to know yourself on a deeper layer. So if you feel disconnected, then that's what I would do. One is emotional space holding for yourself and being just in tune with your emotions, just connecting with them. And this is really, for me, it was really the beginning of my spiritual journey. I was into emotions because I was emotionally so chaotic. I was feeling lost. And first, I needed to just bring that center and hold space for my emotions. And the second thing I would say is get out from the mind, because probably if we feel disconnected, if we can a little bit move, connect to the body, because bring that energy that is around the head to the body. I think, especially if we can come to heart, even just like doing little tapping on the heart. So if we can bring that energy to the body wisdom, then we can, I feel like, be more connected, start to feel more, whew, just calming down and releasing the stress. And yeah, like body wisdom, breath, emotions. That's it.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. So,
Thank you.
final question. What would you like to share about maybe how your personal healing has evolved and just reflect on your own growth as a healer? Just what would you like to share with us?
Hmm. I feel I am just an unfolding and learning and being open. Really, I feel everything at the end, every healing modality, everything comes back to unconditional love. I feel this is what I am learning and reminding myself daily, to anchor myself in unconditional love. And that is my unfolding. Really, this is the story of me falling in love with me and accepting myself as I am, with all the imperfections, or like I see the judgment that I hold for myself and see that if it is really true, because it is not like 99.999%. It is an illusion that I have a judgment, or I am thinking something about me. It is really like something of my mind. But when I really come to my heart, I see that there is unconditional love there, and it is really the basically the DNA that I am carrying, you are carrying, all of us are carrying. So coming back to that unconditional love for me is everything. So always, whenever I feel lost, I'm just coming back to that anchor, and also being a reminder of love to myself and to everybody around me. So that is the healing journey for me, and staying a lot connected with my inner child. That is for me something so big, because I feel playfulness, being in flow, creation, all of that, being like with these eyes that are seeing and discovering the world with magic. So that is so, so special. So I love to be connected with my inner child and always bring myself back to my feeling of unconditional love, that frequency of unconditional love that helps me a lot. So you cannot get lost if you come back to unconditional love. That is my
I
journey right now.
That is the absolute truth. That is the absolute truth. And I would, for anyone who has any questions or thoughts or concerns about that, or if they feel like when they go to their heart, they just get this noise, remember that our brain is binary, but our heart is not. So just put your hands on your heart and stay there till you feel your heart speaking to you. And it will love you because it does. It's your most constant companion. It's here before you start breathing, and it'll be here when you stop. And in between, it will guide you to everything that is right for specifically you. So it is. So we let it be. Oh, Elif, my darling, thank you so much. This was beautiful. I love
Yes, thank
you.
you.
I'm so grateful that you joined me, and I'm so grateful that we're doing this podcast and just giving us a space to share what we want others to know, that it's not beyond you. It's not hard to do. It is within you. You have it, and we all have it. It's from source divine energy. It's in us, and it's our birthright. And this is a safe place to explore it. Oh,
Absolutely.
Elif, I love you so much. We're so grateful. On behalf of Global Heart Healing, please join a Master Heart with Elif, and just look into joining us. We're happy to have you here, and we'll
Yeah.
see you around the halls of Global Heart Healing.
Yes, thank you so much, Joy. I'm so grateful to be here. If anybody wants to find me on Instagram, I am Spirit of the Rainbow. And I'm gonna also, you can find my links and website, everything also through there. Also, yes, please join us in Global Heart Healing, because that is a place of heart and connection and beautiful community. That is really intimate and beautiful. I think it is a soul family. So, yes, please join us.
And I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to. At some point, we think and hope that Elif is going to bring chakra dance healing to us. So,
Mhm.
at some point, some way, stay tuned for that. Thank you
Absolutely.
all for being here, and thank you, Elif, for exactly who you are and bringing who you are to us and to Global Heart Healing. Mwah.
Thank you.